Welcome to the show. That is my shirt name, TDC Podcast. Mike and T-Roy. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy, that is a handsome-looking shirt.
Isn't it? Isn't it great?
It is.
Thinking about wearing it tonight.
Absolutely should.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Do a little advertising out at the Knob.
Yeah, I do that myself when I go places. I try
Yeah,
to.
it's great.
On there, yep.
Smart.
Yeah.
We're going to Government Mule tonight doing
Hell yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm. Dark Side of the Mule, they're calling it.
Dark Side of the Mule, okay.
With Bonham's Zeppelin Experience or whatever
I bet that'll
version
be
of
great.
it is now, opening up for him.
Yeah, Jason's, he's really good.
Yeah,
So,
should be a great night on the lawn.
yeah, I haven't been on the lawn. I can't even tell you the last time I was on the
I know.
lawn.
You're welcome to Poor Peopleville.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But it's honestly, I was trying to think about it. I'm like, 20 years since I was on the lawn, maybe? And that's not a snob thing. It's just, it is what it is. I used to love going on the lawn.
Yeah.
First show I ever saw was Rod Stewart on the lawn at the Knob. We brought Kentucky Fried Chicken in a blanket with us.
God bless.
First time I heard my dad swear, call that drunk chick a bitch.
That's
It
right.
was great. Yeah. It was awesome. So, I've had an interesting day.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I did some cleaning up, got a show prepped early because we're leaving right after the show to head out to Pine Knob. But I've been watching some old videos lately, and one that I can't stop going back to is anything with Dave Abruzzese in it. He was the drummer for Pearl Jam in the highlight heyday of Pearl Jam.
original.
And if you listen to fans, comments and stuff, he's regarded as the best Pearl Jam drummer.
Okay.
Matt Cameron's great. There's been some guys that are good. Red Hot Chili Peppers, not Chad Smith, but
So why is he not with Pearl Jam anymore?
I don't
Okay, I didn't know if there was,
know
like, some
exactly.
famous
Yeah, there was a
breakup or anything.
fallout, and there's varying stories on that. But I fucking reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to do your show."
Sweet.
So, dude, I'm like, when you often talk about the Mount Rushmores. Mm-hmm. Dave Abruzzese is Mount Rushmore for me, and I'm going to do my best to not just fanboy out because it's that level for someone like me.
Outstanding.
Yeah, he's
That's
that
excellent.
fucking good. I think
You'd sent me that one video from Woodstock, Lollapalooza.
Palooza, yeah.
Just fucking raging on that. Just
He's-
watching them just
dude, he's a
go
killer.
ape
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
between him, the whole band, everybody
Yeah.
going. I mean, that was just a scene.
Yeah, just crazy
Yeah.
to be a part of that scene.
That's like somebody shooting backstage home video kind of stuff. That's not like pro cam.
No, it's just like a buddy side stage.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Dave Cruzen, who was their original drummer in Pearl Jam, and recorded 10. Now, before that hit shelves, and before it got popular, before they toured it, he left the band, and they brought in. I'll do my research, but Jimmy Chamberlain, maybe, or was he Pumpkins?
no idea.
Okay. Anyway, they brought someone in, and he didn't want to be in the band, and he was like, "There's this kid in Texas who you got to check out. His name's Dave Abruzzese," and they brought him in, and the guy's a fucking animal. Absolute animal behind the kit, and quickly became my favorite drummer. Toured, wrote songs with them, and was there 91 to 94 or something, like in the heyday
Right
of
in that, yeah.
them exploding. The SNL appearances, the Pink Pop, the Lollapaloozas, the absolutely take over the world, and for drummers. I personally, and it's just my opinion, but when I watched the Unplugged set that they did, that is a absolute masterclass in drumming. What he does is a masterclass, and so I could not be more excited.
Those MTV Unplugged
Were
are
so
some
good.
of the greatest recordings of shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chains,
that
Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Cranberries even was just
Yeah,
solid.
oh,
I mean,
for sure.
just everybody that came through there killed it.
You know where that idea came from? It's crazy because MTV had done, I think, their music awards show, and Bon Jovi played and did Wanted Dead or Alive acoustic, just John and Richie acoustic, and it was like, holy shit, you can do this. And then for Pearl Jam, they had been touring in, I believe, Europe, Sweden, shit like that, and they got to a venue. And it was like, just a promotional thing. So they would do in-stores, radio station appearances, shit like that. And they were small at the time, but a quickly growing fan base. And they get to this place, and the stage is smaller than this table. There's nowhere to fucking hook up amps, plug in. It's like a cafe. And they're like, get us some acoustic instruments. And they played acoustic and had done that a couple times. It was like, holy shit, we can pull this off. We can do this. That's the story, anyways, with them.
And then that started the whole MTV Unplugged thing?
Yeah, sort of. I don't know if Pearl Jam was the very first band, but they were one of them. And then Alice in Chains laid down a legendary set. I mean, it is...
Yeah, Nirvana, too.
Nirvana.
Classic.
It's my favorite Nirvana album. Of all the Nirvana albums, and I was a much bigger Pearl Jam fan than Nirvana. Alice in Chains, I think Lane has the greatest voice ever. He's on my Mount Rushmore. But what Pearl Jam did on that stage, you feel it, like the emotion. And it's one of the things that is supposedly behind the scenes, and we can ask Dave about it, I'm sure he's fine talking about it when we get him on, is Eddie accused him of being a riff stealer. He was such a good player, he took focus away from other guys. And his mastery of the cymbals is what I think of. So I don't know how much truth there is to that. Some people say that Dave was living more of the rock star lifestyle than the other guys in the band who were pretty woke for their time, even. But Dave has come out and said, like, the fuck? I was the one guy in the band who had a girlfriend all 8 years.
He wasn't like too good looking or anything like Pete Best.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, but, he's one of those guys. And this is my own bias, for sure. I hear the drums first in a song. I don't care what song it is. Unless you're talking about rap stuff. If you're talking about live musicians playing, I hear the drums. Most people hear the vocalist or the guitars first. Yeah. I hear the drums, and I can hear what's going on. And it's amazing to me. But that dude was literally the only person who could have ever stolen my eyeballs from Eddie Vedder. Yeah. Eddie was so charismatic and so emotional. But what Dave Abbruzzese does, he's an art. It's an art. It's not even a. I don't know, dude. He's one of those guys. I mean, you talk Mount Rushmores. I've got a handful of guys. He's right there, maybe even the top.
Nice,
just for his playing. So I'm really excited about
fantastic.
That. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. We haven't had a guest on in a minute, and so he'd be a good one. So I think we're gonna do a Zoom or something like that with him. Yeah.
Very cool.
Speaking of, and it kind of ties in.
I was hoping we could get him in, have him on the kit.
Dude, how amazing. he lives down in Texas, so it'd kind of be hard, but I don't want to bother him, but dude, if he's playing around here sometime, my goal is to be able to, I want to at the end of the interview go, can I tell people we're friends now, Dave? Like, that's my goal.
Perfect.
That's it.
Good enough.
I don't need to have beers with him. I just want to be like, oh yeah, Dave Abbruzzese. Yeah,
well, you got to get a picture with him for when he dies.
Right. Yeah, so I can post that. Yeah. I'm never going to post another celebrity death picture ever, just because of you, T. So that's something to look forward to coming up here. I'll get something booked up with him shortly here, and we'll look forward to that. It does kind of tie in to him in a story or two. We're going to mention there's some possible stuff going on with the government getting involved in what's going on with Ticketmaster Live Nation, and I think it's long overdue. And
Pearl Jam was out in front of that.
They
for
were
a long time, yeah.
And I don't know that every member of Pearl Jam was on board with that. But
just like Lars was out in front of Napster,
right?
Stuff,
and he still gets his dick kicked in for that.
He wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't wrong, and neither was Pearl Jam.
Right, exactly right.
But at this point, it almost feels like the Department of Justice needs to get involved, and it's mostly Democrats heading this, and I'm with them.
I'm way with them. It's long
I'm with them on
overdue.
this a lot. And I see the names, and I'm
when
like,
you talk
go
about,
get them, guys.
First of all, it's just a monopoly.
Yeah.
I mean, on its face, it's a monopoly.
Yeah.
And the questionable business practices about how they handle their ticketing policies of who gets priority and then the reselling of tickets and how all that goes down. It's just bad business, man.
It sounds like it was really the Taylor Swift incident
that was
really
a big one.
shook a lot of them. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, she's one of the ones behind this, and she was saying that she had a bunch of people on her staff that were trying to get tickets to Taylor Swift when she was coming through New York or whatever. And they all got, none of them could get them.
They all whine, AOC, do something about
Yeah,
this.
fix this.
This isn't fair.
But it kind of opened eyes to some of those people, like, what is going on? Because minutes after those went on sale and nobody could get them, they were asking exorbitant prices online. Like those, now I wasn't dying to go see Taylor Swift.
No.
But, I could feel that.
$1,000 a ticket.
At least.
Yeah.
They were like $1,500, I think, in Detroit for like shitty seats.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
upwards of $5,000. I mean, Bruce Springsteen doing the same thing. And there's an argument to be made. If it's the artists going, we think we can garner $2,000 a seat and we're going to tour under that. Like you can go, okay, well, I'm not going to go. I can't afford to do that. But if you have a fan base that can and will support that, then, welcome to capitalism in a way.
They have their dynamic pricing
Right.
that they do as well. That if it's a high demand or whatever, that they can just jack the prices up arbitrarily.
Yeah.
And charge what they want.
Yeah.
Conversely, shows that don't sell well, they end up on Groupon and shit for deals for $20 a ticket.
Right. Right. Or cheaper. I know, G gets really pissy about this because whenever obviously he lives in Arizona, and whenever the Red Wings are playing the Coyotes, he wants to go to the game, and he does, but it's like the one team they know will travel. Yeah. They travel well. There's a lot of transplants from the Detroit metro area out in Arizona, and so they'll jack those tickets where you can get those for, buy a 6-pack of Coke at your local grocery store, and they'll throw in free tickets to the game. Although that is changing because they're in the process of building a new stadium out there, and so they're playing it at like a local college right now.
Oh, really?
Seats like 5,000 people.
Oh, no kidding.
So
in the interim?
Yeah.
Oh, because did they have to tear the old one down to build it on the same site or something? Or
something like that, or
that's rare.
But it's
that
crazy,
happens.
dude. You have an NHL franchise playing in front of 5,000 people,
Yeah.
and tickets are really hard to get for that and expensive, and that makes sense.
Didn't the Vikings do that with the University of Minnesota?
Or the Bears. Did the Bears do that too when Soldier was being reworked?
I don't know if they ever didn't play at Soldier. I thought it was Minnesota played it like the University of Minnesota.
I think they did. I think you're right.
Or maybe was that when the dome? That might have been when the dome
Collapsed.
caved in.
Yeah. They had the ice problem on the roof. Something like
A little
that.
too much snow. Bad idea.
Yeah, happens in Minnesota from time to time. So anyway, the Justice Department could well be gearing up for an antitrust showdown. They could just deny this too. So we'll see.
That's fine. Let's get some bipartisan support behind this one.
That would be nice. I think all of us could agree with that, and I think the talent would agree with that.
And I think
the bands
this
don't
country
like
needs a win.
Yeah.
It's a good
come together win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that.
Something warm the cockles of the heart.
Insiders claim that a lawsuit could be filed by year's end. Politico reported after the news broke, Live Nation shares took a 5% nosedive in trading. Controversy surrounding Live Nation's ticket sale practices have been the hot topic among senators this year, who criticized the company's inability to prevent ticket bots. This upcoming legal battle could challenge the dominance in the live music industry. Details remain uncertain. The DOJ probe possibility first emerged after the Taylor Swift stuff. Thousands of fans couldn't buy tickets, which then, like I said, quickly appeared on scalper sites for crazy money.
Well, and I mean, that's just it though. They're on scalper sites, but they're not. They're still going through Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster gets those fees. I mean, they encourage those resale tickets.
They want them. Sell them 4 times over.
Exactly. They want it. That's where the problem comes in. If they were just the first seller of the ticket, that's it. Whatever happens after that happens after that. It's got nothing to do with us.
Right, which is the way it was when we were kids.
It used to be, and then the StubHubs came out, and they realized that the market was there, and that they were losing all this revenue. Like, okay, well, why don't we just have a resale market available for us?
Yeah,
which even that would be fine if they didn't manipulate the system to capitalize
to steal all
on
the
it,
tickets and
to
then
make sure
double
that
the
their
price.
resellers get those tickets, they get the priority, preferential treatment for buying the tickets, and then are able to resell them there, and they get the fees on the double dip.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were young how rare that was too? I mean, you had to have an absolutely sold out show, and then there'd be a handful of dudes in the parking lot.
Yeah, you had to go walk out there and
tickets.
go talk to a dude to get tickets.
Yeah.
Like that was it. I mean, we didn't have the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the interesting thing with Live Nation or Ticketmaster and this double dip thing, on its face, you would go, cool, because they could guarantee the validity of the ticket stubs,
Yeah.
right? Like a lot of people got burned, like trying, with the best of intentions, buying tickets. Hey, I did what I could. I couldn't get them originally, but I bought them from a scalper,
Yep.
and I paid a little more, and then you go to the door and you find out they're fake.
Yeah.
Well, at least with something like this, it was a little safeguard where it was like, well, at least I got them from Live Nation. At least I got them from StubHub, which would guarantee them,
Right.
Stuff like that. But of course, the road to hell, paved with great intention.
Because you could, and then there was a stretch of time when they were transitioning out of the little hard ticket, but you still had to like print out your ticket to get in, right? Well, then you could just make 100 copies of that and just sell the same ticket over and over, and whoever the first one in the door got in, everybody else got out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's
That's
a lot
nuts.
of that too.
So they are the antitrust inquiry that the DOJ may open would focus on whether or not Live Nation has abused its power over the multi-billion-dollar live music industry. Senators Richard Blumenthal, Amy Klobuchar, Edward Mackey of Massachusetts, they wrote a letter to the Attorney General saying it's not enough. An investigation alone does nothing for the stakeholders already harmed by Live Nation's market dominance and seemingly ongoing anti-competitive behavior. They said the company, which controls about 60% of the market, including the biggest venues, has continued to abuse its dominant market position. We urge the department to consider unwinding the Ticketmaster Live Nation merger and breaking up the country. So they merged in 2010.
With Live Nation?
Ticketmaster and Live Nation. It's been a shit show ever since. Ticketmaster obviously controls the tickets. Live Nation controls the venues.
Yep.
So you've got these two
They're just
entities
in bed with each other, yeah.
Yeah, in a monopoly together. It's what Pearl Jam ran into. The very first time I saw Pearl Jam was in '96. Okay, I just started in radio. I was working in Lansing, and we had a handful of tickets to give away, and I nabbed most of those and gave them to my buddies, and we all went
Smart.
and saw them. But, they were at the weirdest venues. It'll be interesting to talk if Dave is interested in talking about this stuff, because you couldn't, it was like, no,
They were boycotting the system, right? So
they were boycotting that, but then the venues wouldn't allow them to perform there. So they were doing like small gymnasiums and stuff. And I saw them in a gymnasium.
No shit.
Yeah, on the east side of or the west side of the state, or in Ohio. I can't even remember. I'd have to look at my ticket stub upstairs to see where exactly it was. But it was literally a gymnasium because they couldn't play at the big venue in Lansing or in Detroit. Like, they couldn't do it. And it made everything tough. And then fans got pissed because it wasn't the regular venues. The sound qualities could be off. Like, it was an absolute disaster. So one of the things we've been seeing is that these price increases, because of inflation and abuse of market power, are due to market consolidation. It's gotten so bad that we're really seeing it affect our everyday lives, from how much we pay at grocery stores to not being able to see our favorite artists without paying an arm and a leg. Well, my hat's off to them. I hope this goes somewhere.
I wonder if there'd be a class action suit on the back end of this thing.
I don't know. I mean, we have laws against monopolies. I don't know how you say this isn't. But I don't know how you do that with social media too. Where just buying up all your competition just makes you a greater monopoly
in a way. But I guess it's voluntary, like social media. Like, you don't have to participate in it. So
yeah, but you sort of do.
I mean, you sort of do.
If you want to have any sort of existence in the world nowadays, it's not like you can just. I mean, some people do. I get it, but
you know what? I would love to just shut it all down.
Yeah,
and just enjoy the peace and
well,
quiet.
As humans, we're not meant to consume everything from everyone at all times. We're just not. We're very much more locally based creatures who are historically concerned about your neighbors, your family.
That's where we've lost the sense of community.
Right.
Is because
it takes a village.
It's the lines are so blurred now.
Yeah.
You connect with somebody you've never met on the other side of the country more than your next door neighbor.
Right.
You live your whole life somebody and never even speak to your neighbor.
Yeah.
It's
now there's obvious things, like there's no way I connect with David Abruzzi without this stuff.
Fair.
So it's great for things like that. It's just, is it in our mental health best interest to be able to communicate, or just have any dickhead across the nation or across the globe, really?
Yeah.
Shit all over your opinion on something. I mean, it goes on every day. We all see it. I've disconnected from most of it. I don't tweet much at all. I don't post on Facebook outside of CC. And I need to do more just because of the show. But, it's really hard. And I feel bad for kids today because that's all they know.
It's all they know.
All they know. And going forward, it's all they're going to know. You're never pulling it back in.
No, God,
it's just
no.
not
It's
going to
only
happen.
going to get worse.
Taylor Swift, where do we fall on Taylor Swift? T, are you
I'd
a
hit it.
fan? Well, yeah, obviously she's gorgeous. I was at that. I was telling you about that musical instruments museum in Arizona I went to, which was really cool. They had different sections, a huge building. They had sections from all over the world. So it was like, oh, you want to see musicians, and they'd have video and stories from India and Asia and United States and Canada and all over Europe. And they had actual instruments from different performers, and it's like, wow, there's Pete Best stuff, and there's here's the guitar that the LED guitar was really cool. It was clear with LED lights throughout it that Adam Levine from Maroon 5 used on some tour, and then threw it up in the air and broke it essentially, and so you can see the cracks, and it's right there. You can touch it. You're not supposed to, but it's just it's really damn cool. But one of the displays they had was Taylor Swift's outfit. They had her boots. They had one of her Grammys. They had a country music award and her sequin dress. And it's just right there. And it was really cool. And I was like, wow, okay, that's how tall she is. That's how, I'm a fan of anybody that plays real instruments.
Yeah.
So I put her and Katy Perry kind of in that group. I'm certainly not going to spend $1,000 to see either of them, but I do have an appreciation and mad respect for them, that can get up there and absolutely play their asses off.
I mean, it's not
and
anything
sing.
I listen to, but
Yeah.
I don't despise it. I don't have anything against it.
Well,
And I think she's done, overall well for herself. I don't think she's
I think.
done, I don't mean financially. I just mean like not being a cunt.
Yeah.
what
Yeah, we get great songs from her every time she breaks up with a boyfriend. That's kind of the ongoing joke about Taylor Swift is, no matter who she dates, they break up and she writes some great ballad about it, But she writes her own stuff. Now, she might have writers with her, obviously, most do, but she could absolutely play and sing, and, her stadium tour is undeniable. I think she's got like 6 dates at SoFi coming up like in a week, sold out across the board.
Believe it.
Well, I loved reading this. She has doled out bonuses to the people that have worked on her tour. What if you had to put a number on the bonuses that Taylor Swift?
I think I saw too.
put out.
Not just to take away from that. When she was here, I don't know if she does that at every stop, which probably on some level, but I think I saw that she gave like $100,000 to Gleaner's Food Bank.
Yeah. I believe it.
While she was in town. But if you think about that, if you extrapolate that out, if she's doing that at every stop that she's doing,
spending over $1 million bucks on a couple $1 million just on the food bank.
Good on you. I mean, it's obvious, just shows how much she's making, but especially, and that's the sad reality though, is that I don't know what the tickets actually were, what face value of those tickets were.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. To tie this back into the Ticketmaster thing, it's a real shame if this performer, let's just say, her tickets were $100 to $500. Let's just say, right? Which is sadly kind of the going rate now.
Yeah.
$500 to be up front, $100 to be in the back.
Yeah.
Pretty much for somebody like that, for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, not that there's not plenty of money there, but for this to just get chewed up, and then the secondary market, that other people are making more on those tickets to take that $500 ticket for up front and be able to resell it for $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is.
Tenfold.
Yeah, $5,000 for that ticket. That somebody else is making $4,500 on that ticket, basically. Yeah. Well, about $3,000 because Ticketmaster is making about $1,500 off that fucking ticket.
Insane.
But they're not getting any of that. which
No.
is part of the why they're pissed about it. It's on two levels.
The
One,
artists?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's making it unaffordable for their fans to be able to come out and see it. They're real fans,
Right.
So there's that part of it. But there's also the fact that there's a lot of money being made that they're not getting off their tickets.
Right.
That don't get lost on that. I'm not accusing her of it, but that's a reality.
It feels so wrong on so many levels. And the end user, the fan at the end of the day, can't do anything about it.
No.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
You're held captive.
Yeah. So
That's why I do everything I can most of the time to buy tickets when they go on sale.
Yeah.
Because so I'm not,
held hostage by
the secondary market.
Yeah. So going back to Taylor Swift, what do you think she is paying out in bonuses?
This is to
her
everyone.
staff?
This is just
This
her
is-
dancers, her band.
Well,
her,
it could be dancers. I wouldn't include band. Dancers, truck drivers that are hauling.
So, I mean, everybody's getting the same thing, essentially. It's not.
I don't know what
tiered?
the breakdown is. I know what the truck drivers got.
Okay.
So what do you think she's paid out to her band as being reported today?
As a bonus
Not her band, her team.
per person or total?
Bonus, total.
I mean, what she's paid out total?
Total.
Based on what I just said, I'm going to go like over $1 million.
Yeah. 55 million.
Oh, wow. Wow.
55
I was going to say
million
I was going to
dollars.
say 5 million, and then I'm trying to figure out how many people that is, and
She cut checks in Santa Clara. They were playing Levi Stadium, where the home of the Niners. She cut checks to each one of the truck drivers of the 18-wheelers that haul her stuff
she's
set
she's
around
probably what, a 20 rig fucking show,
Yeah.
damn near.
$100,000 each. Handed them a bonus check for $100,000 each.
It just shows how much money she's making.
So it's backup dancers, rigging professionals, sound techs, catering personnel, and truck drivers. She paid out to everyone involved in the ongoing tour.
Because most of these, I mean, like it's a very local thing as far as the crews that set these shows up. Now there's a core group that travels with her,
Right. And then
but then you get all the local talent that comes
Yeah.
in, that
And that's
set
usually
these up.
negotiated between the venue and the union guys.
It's
Like, a union
It's
gig.
the stagehand union.
Yeah.
But everybody's got them. The Little Caesars. I mean, every venue has them, and they do the load in, load outs for all the shows.
Right.
It's a gig. Dita did it. I mean, I know people that do it.
Yep. So she's got 6 sold out concerts at SoFi, seating 70,000 plus. The tour is in contention for the highest grossing ever, garnering more than in revenue.
$400 million.
$1 billion.
I mean, it's not even real money.
I know. It's not even real money anymore.
Yeah. And just, I can't even wrap my head around that. So
Yeah.
she's literally, I mean, I don't know how much of that she technically gets.
Well,
$1 billion. I mean, she's not, I'm sure the whole bill's not
oh,
hers.
she's probably making hundreds of millions of
Hundreds
dollars.
of millions.
Hundreds of millions.
I mean, if you're paying
she's
out
the reason
50
for
if
any
you're
of it.
paying out $55 million in bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't make $100 million.
Look,
You know what I mean?
yeah, someone like Taylor Swift has already made more money personally in her personal bank than she could spend
and could
in
never,
many
and
lifetimes.
and could never see the light of day again, and will make more money than
Yes.
most people will make in 10 lifetimes.
Exactly. And she couldn't possibly spend it all.
No.
I mean, she'd literally have to be cutting checks for hundreds of millions of dollars to make that. But you look at it and you go, 55 million in bonuses. This is wonderful. She can write that off. So her tax hit is $55 million
Show that loss,
less.
baby.
You know what I mean? Like she gets to take care of her staff who look after her.
Right.
And at the same time, she gets to write that off as a business expense, so she's not going to personally take the hit. And even if she was, for someone like her, who cares? I love seeing like that when these guys are very thankful to the people that make it happen, because there's no way you could do any of that without them,
The only thing I wish, because that's all taxable. So that $100,000 check, these guys are. I mean, not that it's not
They'll
fine,
pay 30
but
grand in taxes.
Yeah,
but
probably more than that. 100
Maybe.
grand, but they're not getting the 100 grand. She's getting 100 grand in write-offs. But they're not getting 100 grand in their pocket.
But still,
well, I'm just saying, with that much money, it'd be real nice to put that 100 grand in an envelope.
Yeah.
and hand it over that way.
Yeah, you know.
That's all
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think they're bitching about it. And maybe
They're not,
maybe
I'm
her thought
just
was
saying.
and it could very well be that her plan was to give each 50 grand and then went, I'm going to throw another 50 on top of it to cover taxes. You know?
Possible.
So she would never come out and say that, but it could absolutely be something like that, where it's like, I'm going to give them enough to cover the taxes of the bonus that I was going to give them. And, you know,
I think it goes right back to exactly what I said, that she's never done anything cunty that I'm aware of. So while it's not necessarily my cup of tea, seems like a good person, tasty little biscuit.
yeah,
And,
those that can write a pop song, man, if you can write a hook, a catchy hook.
big sexy hook.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. There's something about that feel,
Yeah.
and she can do it. She does it in spades, man. She delivers.
And every video I saw anywhere of her concerts was just constant fucking screaming of people. I mean, nonstop.
Like the Beatles.
Screaming. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get
Were
it.
your kids fans? Were your girls fans?
Never. I mean, not really. Not anything. No.
Yeah.
Not big time.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be tough, man. I would not want to be a parent today unless you had, unless you were wealthy. I would not want to be a parent because it's got to be terribly disappointing. You want to do what you can for your kids. And, I remember wanting, I've told the story before, but I wanted to go see Michael Jackson on the Thriller tour when it came through Detroit. And, I was a little kid. And it was at the Silverdome, and tickets were $30. And it was like, no. My parents, we were paying $10 a ticket, $12 a ticket. Yeah. They couldn't justify paying $30 to go see the Thriller tour.
Could you imagine looking at that ticket stub right now, seeing Michael Jackson for $30?
$30.
You know what I mean? That would be.
And people were outraged at the cost. Right. Outraged. Imagine what Michael Jackson would command today. Mm-hmm. So, I just can't imagine. It's not that my parents were like.
I mean, that's basically what lawn tickets for government mule tonight are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nickelback's getting $150 for the lawn.
Insane.
It's insane.
Makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, but for a parent today, I mean, you'd have to save all year long to get your kid one ticket into one of these venues. Mm-hmm. It's for when you're talking about these big artists that hey, every kid is into, every girl wants to go to this show, everybody. Imagine if you did the same thing with movies, and it was like, oh, we think Barbie's going to be a really big hit, so it's $200 a ticket.
Dynamic pricing.
Yeah, dynamic pricing for Barbie.
It's bullshit. And where does it end?
Yeah.
Coke's way better than Pepsi, so it's now twice as much.
Right.
Things like that.
Right. I mean, is that capitalism at work, or is that just gouging, your fan base? And
it's gouging.
It's
gouging. And it's a fine balance. It is.
Yeah.
But what Ticketmaster doing is egregious. I'm so fundamentally against everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm all for. I'm so team AOC right now. It's sad.
Right. Hey, go get them, guys.
Right.
I'm all about it too.
Yep.
Make it happen. It feels gross.
Yes, and
to all of us.
as you've seen a lot of shows. I've seen a lot of shows.
Yeah.
I've paid for all my shows.
I've paid for none of my shows.
Right.
Almost.
So that's so I've watched this progress. I've lived this transition. I've seen it all firsthand. Yep. I go to more shows than most people.
Yeah,
I go to a lot of stuff. Just
you're scouring the net all the time for who's coming,
for stuff what's coming up, when tickets go on sale. Ticketmaster knows that I buy a lot of tickets. I get pre-sale codes for shit all the time. I get updates on when stuff's going on sale. All of it. I had pre-sale for Chappelle, all that shit. But I went on there. It was $150 for. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go sit and watch a comedian, even though it's Chappelle, the GOAT.
Yeah. No, it's
justify,
bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'll watch the special when it comes out.
I'll tell you why that's absolute bullshit. Because it takes your most ardent fans and throws them in the shitter, first off. And the fact is, for Dave Chappelle to put on a show at the Fillmore, $150 a ticket, he requires...
this is Little Caesars.
Little Caesars Arena, even worse. He requires a curtain, a stool, a microphone, and a fucking water bottle.
Yep.
That's what he requires. He's not touring the world with 18-wheelers by the dozen and going around. Right. He doesn't have a big stage setup. Yeah, that's why it's more...
It's not a 20-rig setup like Taylor Swift's.
No, absolutely not. And you're not paying, 5 band members and you're not lugging around very expensive equipment around the world. It's one guy and a microphone. He can literally fly in and fly out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he needs a stool, perhaps, a chair, and,
They don't
maybe
even
a
have
sign.
openers anymore.
No, hardly any of them.
Any of them. Nobody for those
And if
shows
he does,
like that.
they're his buddies.
Yeah, but they
Then
don't
he's
even
just
do it
grabbing
anymore.
a buddy and doing it.
Yeah, but they don't even do that anymore.
Yeah.
When was the last comedy show that they've had somebody open for them?
I've seen Bill Burr with openers. I've seen Chappelle with openers. I have seen them, but
How recently? Did somebody open for Burr when you were in Arizona?
yeah,
Did
yeah,
they?
someone did. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm trying to think. Did someone open for Jim when we went? Who was that? Jim
Jeffries?
Jim Jeffries.
Nope. Nobody opened for Louis when we were at the Fox.
No, Louis. Yeah. But Rogan will take 2 or 3 guys on tour with him.
Those guys all kind of just clown around together too, though.
That's true.
That little group. We'll be seeing.
I imagine that's passed down to the Tom Seguras and the.
We'll see. When we're going to see Gillis here in a little bit, we'll see if anybody opens for him. Be interesting to find out.
Yeah, my guess is he'd have someone open for him.
We'll find out.
Be nice to have Landau there.
Wouldn't it?
Even Newberg, but I know he's friends with Landau.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. In fact, we're going to see Landau tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, indeed. Oh yeah, a little plug. Hey, yeah. Speaking of which,
Are tickets still available for that? Can you still get?
I don't know for sure, but I gotta believe at least some.
Yeah.
Because there's
Is that Ridley's? If
Dave's
anyone
got
cares?
5 shows: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One show
Friday,
Thursday,
2
2
Saturday.
Friday, 2 Saturday. This upcoming weekend, whatever that is, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever.
Yep.
No, today's the 2nd. So 3rd, 4th, 5th. Ridley'sComedyCastle.com.
I think it's ComedyCastle.com.
Is it just ComedyCastle.com?
But it's Mark Ridley's Comedy
Yeah,
Castle
look it up.
in
You can
Royal
get
Oak.
tickets,
Anybody
but,
can Google
Yeah,
it.
Landau's there this weekend, and our boy Jay Newberg's in next weekend.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday as well.
It's funny. Michelle really wants to visit Pine Knob. Yeah. She's never been there.
Right. And Chris has performed there, which makes it kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, iconic.
Yeah. And so he was like, he had in his mind, he's like, Nickelback is the only band here.
Yeah, this went back like a couple of months of me talking to him, and he was like,
well,
we want to go.
Michelle mentioned it to me just the other day.
I looked it up, and he was like, hey, we want to go see a show while we're there. And I'm like, okay. And I look at him, and I go, dude, the only show available
is Nickelback.
fucking Nickelback.
Yeah.
Which is...
It would be fun. It would be funny and fun.
Exactly. I mean, I would never go.
Hits. I bet it'd be more entertaining.
I'd never go, just arbitrarily. But if we were getting a group together and for all that, for sure, and that would almost be a shtick to go to see Nickelback.
Dude, Newberg was like, I want to grab a big group of like 10, and we'll all go there. We'll have a blast. And I was like, sorry, bud. When Michelle said she really wanted to go, I reached out to all my radio contacts. Right? I reached out to a lot of guys.
Sold out, and Lawn was starting at $150 a ticket.
Right.
Like,
and so
not doing that.
I still have friends in radio, and so I reached out literally to 4 or 5 people and was just like, hey, can you get me a handful for Nickelback? And they were like, shit, I could have a couple weeks ago, but we gave them all away. Podell was the last one. He's looking now. But if he does, it'll be a pair.
It'll be a pair. It's not going to be right.
No.
No way.
There's no way. This thing sold out quick, and they're gone. And the radio people, unless they're just bullshitting me, which could be too, meltdown or screaming.
Ironically, like I said, I do all those tickets all the time, but Live Nation does a thing in the spring, usually every year, where they have like $20 or $25 tickets all in. No fees, no anything. You can buy all these different shows that are available for these prices, right?
That's kind of cool.
So I had sent it to Skylar, the daughter, a whole list of all these shows. Said, here, any of these shows you want to go to for $20, I'll buy you tickets, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Nickelback. The only thing, she came back and she said Nickelback. I was like, ha ha ha, good one. Did
you get her tickets for it?
No. Well, it turns out it wasn't here, right? Like they had one of those things where it was all these all the shows nationwide.
Okay.
So that wasn't one of the tickets that were available here. But I was like, haha, that's funny. Good job. That's a great joke. Well done. She was like, no, I'm fucking serious. I was like, I hate you. I can't believe you just said that.
What? Yeah, I wouldn't think. I would think she'd be way too young to even know who Nickelback was. But
I was just amazed by it. Right?
We're too young to have seen Zeppelin. But if someone would have offered me Zeppelin tickets,
don't you fucking dare put Nickelback and Zeppelin
No,
in
no,
the
no.
same sentence.
No, the point.
Just walk that back.
No,
sir.
no. I'm not going to walk that back because all I meant was
I know,
the idea of seeing
I'm just
someone
saying
who's
I'm
before your
offended.
time.
I'm just
That's
saying
all.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
That's all.
But if someone offered me, when I was 12, the chance to see Zeppelin or The Who or Jimi Hendrix, I'd be like, hell yeah, even though they were before my time. That's the only point I was making.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I think you're nailing it. We've talked about it before, but with going and seeing these tribute bands, where a lot of
Getting
times
there.
the players are better than what the originals are doing now, and that holds true for what Motley Crue is putting out there.
Ooh, yeah, that's,
I mean,
I've seen
Vince,
some
it's
stuff.
just rough, dude.
It's ugly.
It's pure nostalgia now.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
I watched your boy, whatever, Sir Bass, whatever his name is.
Nicky?
Yeah, that guy.
Six?
Yeah, fucking doing something, slapping the bass, and somebody yelled or threw something or whatever, and he like stops and he's like pointing and yelling, and the bass lines just keeps going.
going,
Like,
yeah.
oh, Jesus, dude,
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah. You know what? I saw them when I was young, many, 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 many times,
Yeah.
and they were playing live then, and
Yeah.
Vince could sing then, and
Going to a music festival this weekend. It's all fucking tribute bands. The Dead, Pink Floyd, Fish.
Yeah.
A couple other ones. I forget. I think it was an Allman Brothers band or something maybe like that.
Yeah.
Something.
dude, I saw Steven. I think it's Steven Adler's GNR or GNR with Steven Adler, who was the original Guns drummer, and someone had posted a video, and I was checking it out. I think they were down in Texas, and they sound great. Steven sounds fine on the drums. He can still hang in there.
Sure.
But the kid they got singing
I mean,
does a better Axl than Axl nowadays.
Well, nowadays, hell yeah. Axl's
Axl
awful.
can still play though. He can. He got
it's
better.
tough.
He had a stretch.
Yeah,
he had a
it's
stretch
tough.
where it was really rough.
He takes
He's
about three songs to warm up.
He's gotten better though. But this kid is young, thin, and putting it together on
Right on.
stage,
Yeah.
man. He really is. And you could probably see a lot of these bands for $12.
Exactly. Right.
You know?
I mean, now you're not seeing the real band.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that what really matters? Is it, and like, the Beastie Boy one, I go see all the team. Imposters in Effect.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great.
It's just a fun, great show. It's cheap. The catalog is so deep from Beastie Boys. They do it really well.
Yeah.
And I can't see the Beastie Boys anymore. You
No.
know, I mean, I'd kill to see them if I could.
Yeah.
But, R.I.P. MCA. But
Yeah.
it's not an option. And so, and if it was, it would be $500 a ticket to see the Beastie Boys. If
Oh,
they came
100%
around,
it would.
So
Yeah.
I'll see them 10 times.
Yeah.
If Beastie Boys came around, I'd see it for the most part. They're on my Rushmore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just, I just like live music, man. It's my church.
Yeah, no, it always has been.
Yep.
Always. And we were going to jazz clubs in the end of high school.
Fuck yeah.
Like we were going down to Pontiac to see like blues play, Robert Bradley.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
we were those kids
Yep.
that were sneaking in underage to clubs to go watch these people play for 10 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like loved it. Loved it. So yeah, we were a little different than most people, But what are you gonna do?
Here we are.
Northwestern University is being slapped with 2 new lawsuits. I believe that makes 5 now lawsuits
Okay.
against devastating sexual hazing practices in their athletic programs.
Oh, boy.
What's going on with this?
Yep.
It used to be boys will be boys.
Yeah, right.
But you just can't do it anymore.
Still getting broomstick these days?
No, the hooty hoo. I don't think
Elephant
hooty-hoo-
walk? What are we doing?
Well, sort of. I'll give you some details.
Okay.
And I had to dig a little bit. I had to go to the Daily, which is their Northwestern paper, to kind of get some details because you can't say
Straight to the Wildcat's mouth.
you can't say devastating sexual hazing practices.
Yes.
Without giving me details. Like you can't just drop something like that.
Right.
The hazing. Okay. Well, what does that mean? They made you spread your butt cheeks and pick up cherries off the floor and walk them across the room. That's considered hazing.
Hazing technically is, cleaning somebody's room for them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Wow.
that's whatever. It's a very
we
broad
taped someone.
statement.
We taped someone to a goalpost and whipped creamed them or shaving creamed
Yep.
them one night and stuff like that. But we certainly didn't pull their dicks out and smack them around.
Didn't
that
do any
wasn't part of
raping
it.
or anything.
No, we stayed away from fingering, broomsticking, hootie hooing.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, you know I mean, dude, sticking a coat hanger in someone and then kicking it so it's boing.
Oh.
Boing.
Wow,
that was part of the hootie hoo kids.
Wow, it depends if she's pregnant or not.
No. It was guys. I see what you did there. But it was guys. Imagine one of your boys sticking a fucking coat hanger up your asshole and then kicking it so it boing.
Yeah, that's no good.
Boing.
No bueno. Oh. I guess of all things going up your ass, a coat hanger is probably one of the better ones.
Well, it's better than going boing with a broomstick. That would really suck.
Mm-hmm.
Former
stick that in there and then smack that. Boy,
Yeah.
Get some internal bleeding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll kill someone. That's how what's his name died, didn't he?
The guy in the New York prison?
Yeah.
The New York City jail?
Yeah, wasn't it who was it that got broomstick to death? Like up his ass. It was what the hell was his name? Oh, it goes back to the 90s, late 90s.
Dick York?
No.
Dick Sargent?
No. Anyway, it doesn't matter. His name was kind of weird, Alou or something.
Okay.
I can't remember it, but
Moises?
no, not Moises Alou. But it was something kind of weird. I can't remember, but it'll pop in my head at some point. Anyway, former football players at Northwestern filed 2 new lawsuits against the school yesterday, alleging they were subjected to demeaning and torturous hazing rituals as freshmen. Behavior they say coaches either encouraged or ignored when told. They fired Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had suspended him for 2 weeks or something like that a little while ago, and then they finally cut him loose.
As
So he was
more
their
details came out.
Yeah, he was their most winningest coach ever, and
Okay.
former player. I mean, he's been there forever.
Yeah, he'd been there a minute for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, winning as coach in
At
tenure.
Northwestern,
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, exactly. That oxymoron. But, you know, your tenure, it's directly related to that. You could have a lot of losing seasons and still be the winningest coach of all time there.
Yeah,
So
sure. But they've come to ball out.
played-
Northwestern has done well,
He
man.
did,
They've had some decent seasons. So the lawsuits speak of a culture of violent, intimidating, sexualized abuse and hazing and extreme mental abuse, resulting in degradation, humiliation, embarrassment, and at times causing devastating physical and mental illness to players. Northwestern hired former U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch to lead an investigation. She will begin her review immediately. The 2 new lawsuits were filed on behalf of one unidentified plaintiff and former NFL and Northwestern running back Warren Miles Long. Familiar with him? I don't.
Nope.
That name does not ring a bell.
does not ring a bell.
He alleged he was subjected to hazing ritual that involved veteran teammates holding him down, groping his dick and balls, and playing music from horror films. I don't know what guy would want to do that. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand this on any level. I don't understand it from the team aspect of like what this is actually doing.
yeah,
I don't understand
bonding thing.
But I don't understand what really you're suing for this. I mean, a broomstick up the ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody grabbing your cock and balls while they're playing the fucking theme from Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Seems a bit weird, you know. But it almost sounds like someone wanted to grab another dude's cock and balls, and somehow,
Like maybe a lot of them.
yeah, sounds like a few of them. And it reminds me of the gang initiation we read
It is
about in
Northwestern.
LA. Yeah. The gang initiation where they're like, yeah, let's hold him down. Yeah, let's beat his ass. Yeah, let's suck his dick. Yeah, what? And they're like, yeah, he'll be a fag. He got blown by a guy. And it's like, no, sir. It just
not
sounds
how
like,
that works.
No, you can't blow a guy against his will and then
Right.
call him a homo.
Yeah. Let's make him suck our dick. No, let's suck his dick.
His dick.
Wait.
Yeah, then we'll be able to say he got his dick sucked by a guy. Fucking fag. And that was like the story. It was like, hold on. I don't think that's how that works.
Not at all.
Hazing has absolutely no place at Northwestern, period. President Michael Schill
Sounds like it's got a
said.
really big place in there.
Yeah, it sure does.
But this is the only. I mean, that's the only example we're given.
No,
Oh, okay.
I've got
Well,
a
we'll get to the
couple.
daily. Okay.
By making the results of a review public, we hope our entire community will be better informed and guided, as well as work to address this critical issue in college athletics. Attorneys representing the athletes, including Benjamin Crump.
Oh, here we go. All right. Of course. Well,
Guess who it disproportionately affected?
I was going to say it's the running back.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely wasn't a white guy.
No. I mean, well, maybe at Northwestern. That's about as white a football program as you're going to get.
Nope.
Well, Ben, he says, who do you think it affected most?
Disproportionately affected, clearly, the black and brown people.
Exactly. Which is like, 80% of the rosters are black and brown people. Like, any sort of behavior like that going on is probably going to disproportionately affect them.
Yep.
You talk about the water polo team, you could say it disproportionately affects white people. But this is football. So let's see. Fitzgerald, the program's winningest coach, he was a star linebacker in the 90s, was fired July 10th after initially being suspended for a couple weeks. The baseball coach, Jim Foster, was fired July 13th amid allegations of toxic culture that included bullying and abusive behavior. I don't know, man. When I grew up playing sports, I had coaches that were assholes and yelled at people. They didn't allow people to suck my dick and, grope me and finger my butt.
Yeah, it wasn't the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be ridiculous. So, this is from the Daily.
All right.
Okay, Northwestern's paper. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's absolutely egregious and vile and inhumane behavior, one player said. He alleges that much of the team's hazing centered around a practice dubbed running. Sounds innocent enough.
Sure.
Everybody hates having to run laps at the end of practice.
Running.
Which was used to punish team members, primarily freshmen, for mistakes made on the field and in practice. Well, so far I don't have a problem with it. It's like, you got to...
Used to be drop and give me 20.
Yeah.
No, drop and give me head.
Drop your pants and give me head. So, running, if a player was selected for running, they would be restrained by a group of 8 to 10 upperclassmen dressed in various purge-like masks.
Okay.
Who would then
Smart. They can't tell you for sure who it was.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. What do you think they
Except
did?
they were probably nude.
Yeah, just with purge masks
just
on.
the masks on.
So they would be dressed in purge-like masks and then would begin this to the victim in a dark locker room.
Wait, all right. So they would be restrained by 8 to 10 upperclassmen in purge-type masks.
Yep.
Only
these
masks.
Upperclassmen would do this in a dark locker room. Top 5 answers on the board. We're looking for the number 1 answer.
I'm just going to start with grab the cock and balls.
Fair.
Okay.
Dry humping. They would just get in there and start fucking dry humping these guys. I don't know. Why is it always sexual with these football hazing things?
I think there's some undertones.
Is this going on in high school lockers across the country to this day?
Probably.
It's a shocking experience as a freshman to see your fellow freshman teammates get ran. But then you see...
Well, don't fumble the ball, sir.
Yeah.
Keep your hands learned.
On the ball. Fucking eagle claw grip and get that fucking other hand on that wrist.
Right?
Let's go.
Don't jump off sides on 3rd down, dickhead. That's how you get the dry humpings.
You go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6 because you can't remember the snap count. You might get dry humped in the locker room after a game. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is. So it's shocking to see your fellow freshman teammates get ran, but then you see everybody bystanding in the locker room. It's really abrasive and barbaric culture that has permeated throughout that program for years on end now. The Daily obtained images of whiteboards labeled Runs Giving.
Okay.
It must be a certain time of year. And Shrek's List. Boy, I don't think you want to be on Shrek's list.
What do you got to do to get on Shrek's list? And who's Shrek?
And they also said this contained a list of names indicating players that needed to be ran. Tradition was especially common during training camp around Thanksgiving and Christmas, which he said the team also called Runsgiving and Runsmas.
See, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's the nightmare that keeps on giving. It's done under the smoke and mirror of, this is team bonding. But no, this is sexual abuse. Team members identified players for running by clapping their hands above their heads around that player. The practice was known within the team as the Shrek clap. And apparently they say even during games, Coach Fitzpatrick could be seen starting the Shrek clap above a player's head.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So they're like, this is no coincidence.
Time to go, Pat.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like Pat probably got himself some good old dry humpings and some run-ins back in the day.
So Fitzgerald repeatedly made the signal when players, specifically freshmen, made a mistake. Some interpreted that this meant he knowingly encouraging the hazing to continue. Everyone would just be looking at each other and be like, bro, Fitz knows about this because you wouldn't take that action otherwise. Everyone joins in because he's the head coach. Coach Fitzgerald, for his part, said he's very disappointed and was not aware of the incidents.
Sure.
Fitzgerald is not only responsible for what happens within the program, but also must take great care to uphold our institutional commitment, blah, 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 the normal nonsense. So in addition to running, the whistleblower alleged that he witnessed the team participate in other hazing traditions in which freshmen were forced to, of course, strip naked.
Right.
It's always with the nude.
I know, man.
Gotta
I
always
don't
go
get
nude.
it.
And perform various acts, including bear crawling nude, slingshotting themselves across the floor with exercise bands. So those big bands, tension.
Yeah, like slingshotting
Each other nude across the room.
Okay.
So those are big bands.
I know, but
to do that.
I mean, like you're putting somebody in it and slingshotting them?
Yeah, nude across the room.
I could see if you were like, the old rubber band where you fucking snap it.
Yeah, that would hurt. That would sting. I wouldn't like that. I'd rather be slungshot
the old
across
wet towel in the
nude.
locker room snap, on the bare ass. That one fucking stings.
The early days of hazing.
You're right. The good old days, when there was no, penetration.
A once-a-year tradition dubbed the car wash.
Oh, boy. Looking at the car wash.
So some players would stand, of course, naked at the entrance to the showers, and they just spin around nude. And forcing those entering the showers to rub up against their bare naked man. So the car wash.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Upon entering the showers, the alleged players set up a hose that connects to the shower to spray people. It's extremely painful. Yeah. The player said he witnessed and was forced to participate in what he called naked center quarterback exchange. I know what that is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, it's not as if that quarterback center exchange doesn't already look a little suspect.
Yeah, always has, always will.
Yeah, I'm glad they've gone. It's kind of like the singlet in wrestling.
Yes.
It's like, really? The quarterback center exchange, I'm glad most teams have gone with the shotgun nowadays. But when they say naked quarterback center exchange, boy, oh boy, we know what that is.
You know that bag's hanging down there.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Or on the back of your hand as you go under there. Shit.
Oh, man. Right?
In one instance.
You want to be the center or the quarterback in that exchange? I don't even know what's better or worse there.
That's a good question.
I'm not sure which is the hazing part.
Okay, so in one, you might only be getting the back of your hand with a ball bag on it, but you're staring deep into the center of a grown-ass hairy man's asshole.
Yeah, right down the taint.
You know what I mean? When he's bent over like that, I mean, you're staring at his asshole, and you got a bag on your hand.
Yeah. Although, actually, no, you're not at all. Just the physics of it. But the asshole's still pointing down.
Yeah, I guess you'd be more.
I mean, you'd have to be like down on your knees, like to get up in there.
Rocked during that too. You have an unfortunate, unwanted erection during that moment.
I think that is the goal. From everything I'm hearing in this stuff, I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
In one instance, one player was very vocally adamant about not wanting to participate in the nude quarterback center exchange. Other players threatened to run him if he refused, and there was no other option. He was forced to engage. I wish I would have told him to transfer because this is an absolutely abusive environment. Another player confirmed these allegations. Other practices that the player detailed to the Daily included a practice called Gatorade Shake Challenges, where teammates were forced to drink as many Gatorade shakes as they could in a 10-minute period. He's never seen anyone not throw up during or after the challenges. He said one of his friends was sick for a number of days and wasn't able to eat much. All incoming freshmen and undergrad students, including student athletes, are required to complete the Hazing 101 Prevention True Northwestern Dialogue as part of the onboard experience. So anybody that goes through the transfer portal or is an incoming freshman has to go to this mandatory thing and blah, blah, blah. But then they said, at these meetings, the player described the hazing policy as a no-tolerance policy. We will not put up with this.
Clearly.
After the meeting, the players were told by the upperclassmen they would make threats to freshmen saying, if anyone snitched, then Shrek would get you. Gotcha. I've had friends reach out to me in the middle of the night having very
If you tell anybody you're getting the rapins, you're going to get the rapins.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was trying to find a video anywhere of Pat Fitzgerald doing the clap over somebody's head. I can't.
You know what? As I was reading that part of the article, it said in practices. So maybe he didn't have the balls enough to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so much on the game.
Nope,
during the
no.
game,
But still, even with that, there's things are recorded all the time these days. You would think that somewhere along the line, somebody would be like, "Oh, I did see that on that video of him clapping over somebody's head." But
I would venture a guess to say that when you get to the discovery phase, if this goes to some sort of trial,
which I bet there will be. I imagine there's going to be some damages. This will at least go civil.
Yeah, hey, if you're a Northwestern player, the odds of you making it into the NFL are about 0.
Yep.
So might as well, from your football career, collect a big paycheck. Would it be
if you
worth
go to
it?
Northwestern, you should be coming out of there with a good job anyway, unless you play football.
Yeah. Usually they go into what? Criminal law, criminal justice?
I don't know what Northwestern's good known for specifically.
They're known for...
It's a highly acclaimed
It's
academic.
a broadcast.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
that makes sense now. Yeah.
Yep, Jamie Samuelson went there. Michael Wilbon went there. Lots of
Right.
personalities you know over the
broadcasting.
years.
Right. I knew there was something. I just couldn't think of what it was. Well done.
Yeah. So, so what you've heard there, you did not hear about a broomstick and being jammed in some guy's mouth or asshole. You didn't hear him having to jack off a bunch of teammates. Elephant walk.
Yep.
The car wash is kind of hilarious.
Right.
If I'm being honest, you can. So a lot of that, I'm not saying that their reality is not wholly disturbing and something they didn't want to do, and you shouldn't be pressured to do anything against your will. That being said, if this goes to, it'd probably be a settlement. So if each one of those players
Shut the fuck up and go away.
ends up getting $5 million, I gotta say, man,
You take a few car washes for $5 million?
dude,
Is that what you're saying?
I'd have blown a couple teammates for $5 million.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I could brush my teeth and fucking
Sure.
compartmentalize with the best of them. I don't know that I'd want a broomstick broken off in my asshole.
Not
but
necessarily.
yeah, that seems a bit much. And
Yeah, this seems, like I said, okay, you want to jerk me off while you play the fucking theme from Halloween? Okay.
yeah.
I'll take the payday at the end, fine.
I will sue. I will get a couple $1 million out of this. Tax-free, by the way, when you win a lawsuit like that.
That's right. We did look that up.
You're not paying taxes on that money.
Yeah, that's smart. It's a big difference.
Northwestern has a huge pot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Exactly.
So they I don't know what their endowment is, but probably in the
I bet they're well endowed.
billions. Yeah. Billions and billions and billions of dollars would be my guess.
I'm sure they
as
can
to what they
handle it.
have.
Yep.
So, if they have to peel off $50 million and pay off 10 kids that got car washed too much.
Now, if you fire a coach for cause like this, is that null and void the contract? Do you still owe him that money?
No. Conduct unbecoming.
There you go.
Would be something along those
Oh,
lines.
it's definitely coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conduct very coming.
Yeah, very becoming. Gross as that may sound. Yeah.
Oh, hey, you know what? This part of the show, speaking of coming, is brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Sorry for you. Located in the Deer Lake Athletic
love
Club,
their
the
steaks,
Backcourt
man.
combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and Friday and Saturdays, the best fucking prime rib in town. I'm just going to say it. So next time you're heading out for dinner, drinks, then stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. Call them at 248-625-8686 or visit DeerLakeAthleticClub.com.
Also, radiofor1.com is the website that we have. You can listen to the show there if you want. You can buy merch there. Amazon link, Amazon Canada link is a great way to help out the show. My Pillow, just use promo code TDC. It works in the My Store, whatever they're selling. They give us a great cut on stuff. So if you buy stuff there, that's a great way.
Bleed stop. Get your bleed stop.
Get your bleed stop at Save Tees.
It's a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver. I'm telling you. I'm not fucking kidding.
A link to our Patreon page, which is the absolute best way to support us. We need more people supporting us through that Patreon page, and we'll continue to add more content in there. And we appreciate all the support. We really do. It means the world to us. Now, when I see stuff like this coming down the pike from lawmakers, it scares the shit out of me. I can't believe I'm living in a country where this is going on, where if someone has opinions that you don't agree with, you want to sue them or put them in prison for it.
Yep.
You know, people bring up Alex Jones a lot. I think the world needs Alex Joneses.
On some level,
You know,
yes.
you want flat earthers out there. I do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't believe the earth is flat by any stretch. But I it's goofy, some of it.
The only thing I'll say to that is that I'm all for that as long as it's something that you truly believe. If you're batshit crazy and you actually believe it, then God bless. Right?
How do you prove that, though?
You don't. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't need is somebody out there doing it for clicks.
Yeah.
Okay, to just be
Then
that
it's just a
fucking
grift.
person. To just be that person.
Yeah.
If it's something you truly believe, then yeah. If
Yeah.
you really think the moon landing was fake, or you think
No, the
whatever,
moon is fake, not the moon landing.
Well,
I think the moon
if
landing
the moon is
real.
fake, then the moon landing has to be fake.
No, it doesn't. There's the moon is there. It's just not a planet like you think. It's
Gotcha.
fake.
So
the moon itself is fake. I don't know who placed it there.
So they really landed on a fake moon,
yes,
but didn't know it was fake.
Which is why the second time they fucking dropped anchor there, they came down hard because what they heard was when they landed on the moon, they heard a metallic ringing like a cymbal out, and they were like, "What the fuck is that?" And they were like, "This time when you come down with
Smack the shit out of it.
smack the shit
Let's
out
see
of it."
what we're dealing
and
with.
it rang out for, I believe, hours.
Okay,
That it rang out like a cymbal, like it was metal.
gotcha.
So, you know, there's a lot of evidence. I don't need to go down this road again, but I absolutely don't think the moon landing was fake. When they turned off their microphones communicating back to Houston, apparently what one of them said was, we are not alone. So, but he did not say that over the mic. Family members have said that.
Were they there?
I can't remember which astronaut it was that said that. Neil, maybe?
Okay. Buzz.
Buzz. It might have been Buzz. Which one of them's not alive anymore.
Any of them alive?
Yeah, Buzz was. Buzz got into all kinds of physical.
Yeah, not too long ago. Yeah, Buzz.
But
I think Neil's gone. Buzz is still hanging around.
I'm pretty sure some of the family members have said that Neil told us or Buzz told us that he did that was true. I don't know. You know, good luck finding the stories anymore. They've been scrubbed from the internet. But I don't mind going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going to hurt anyone with that. You know, whatever. You're entitled to your wacky, stupid opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Right.
And if, you know, I want to know where people stand on things too. And it's like, oh, yeah, that guy's a flat earther. He's nuts.
Yep.
That guy's in QAnon. Fuck him. He's nuts. You know, I don't mind knowing that stuff. Alex Jones has been historically proven right on a lot of things. A lot of things over the years.
Right.
So while he's batshit crazy in a lot of respects and has some mental health issues, substance abuse issues, perhaps, I think what he did with Sandy Hook was atrocious. $1 billion fine atrocious? No, that's absurd. No. And to silence him, and we're never allowed to hear from Alex Jones again, I think it's absurd.
Yep.
On its face, he can't bank anymore. Like, give me a fucking break. So Republicans are warning that a new hate speech bill could place individuals in jail for misgendering and hurting the feelings of others. And if you think this is like some wacky California thing, think again.
No, Michigan just passed this law.
Here.
Michigan just passed this
in our
law.
backyard.
Yeah.
The bill would make it a hate crime to cause someone to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened.
Now,
okay, anybody's feelings.
I know
you could have any feeling you want. You could break up with someone and be like, "Oh yeah, they made me feel terrorized the way they misgendered me."
Yes, it seems like a bit of a stretch, and this is another one of those. The road to hell.
Yeah,
is paved with good intentions.
I don't even think their intentions are good. I think this is purely about silencing your.
I mean, based on that statement, you have to agree with it. I mean, on some level, right? I mean, theoretically, you have to agree with that. If someone feels terrorized, okay? I mean, if you feel terrorized, it should be repercussions for that.
Yeah,
okay?
if you feel like your life's in danger, you can shoot someone in your house.
The problem is you can't define that.
Yeah.
The problem is that it's going to be absolutely fucking weaponized.
Is it possible for us on a microphone to make someone feel terrorized?
100%.
Yeah.
Probably yes.
See, that's scary as shit. To someone like us that kind of says whatever.
Yes.
And can admittedly be offensive at times. That's terrifying shit, you know, where.
But generally, I mean, our shenanigans is, generic. It's not ever directed at someone specifically.
Right. But if someone feels terrorized by generic comments.
Well, that's also got to be proven in a court of law, and a jury has to, or a judge has to agree with them. These days, I'm not going to bet my life on anymore.
No. If this bill becomes law, then sexual orientation and gender identity or expression would be included as protected classes. The violators would be guilty of a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine of $10,000.
Yeah.
It's a bill that intends to bring prosecution for hurt feelings. State Rep. Brad Paquette told the Washington Examiner, the bill is founded in pure narcissism and victim mentality that's built upon gender theory. It's one that seeks to force others who adamantly disagree with gender theory to live in another's delusion. I think gender theory is one of the biggest threats to our nation. The bill has already passed Michigan's House and now sits with a Democrat-controlled state Senate. AG Dana Nessel said the law is needed. Yeah, it's needed because the current ones are woefully inadequate to address the rise and escalation of crimes that we're seeing today. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of crimes today, but I don't know that it's this.
No, right. And again, I'm all for, punishment fitting the crime itself. Now, when a 6'5" dude with a beard and a cock hanging out below his fucking skirt walks in, I call him sir, and you get the old "it's ma'am," like, yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah.
It's ma'am, and you have that. I'm like, okay, I'm not calling you ma'am. I can see your fucking dick.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
But then now you're wrong in that situation.
Right. Hence playing along with someone else's delusion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So others argue the law is too broad and would run roughshod over freedom of speech.
Definitely.
And that's the workaround.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. This legislation opens the door to severe penalties for words. Can you think of anything more un-American? Honestly, even if you totally disagree, there are people that I vehemently disagree with on everything from music to politics. Doesn't matter. I want them to be able to say whatever. I'll be the judge of whether or not I'm going to listen and take in what they're saying, not anyone else. I mean, how weak-minded are you that you can't form your own opinion based on other people's speech? Like, that's the number one thing that separates us from the rest of the world. Texas gets this usually. Texas understands this.
Yeah, well, and even the, again, it's intent.
So what does the First Amendment say? It's the right to say anything you want without fear of government retaliation. Well, that's what this is. You're talking about legislation that makes speech a crime. It's expected that Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Stretchen Gretchen, I don't know if that's allowed. I didn't start the anal queen rumor, but
no, no, we did not start it.
Yeah, but is that something she might be mortally offended by? Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't come up with that. Her classmates did.
Sure.
It's not me. Leave me out of it. I mean, I hardly call her Stretchen Gretchen anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of nicknames from college. From back from high school. And, as far as I know, they were all earned.
Yeah.
The
hard way in a lot of respect.
Yes,
but
indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't just arbitrary.
Yeah. You had to earn them. And, even...
The good and the bad.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And the ugly.
Yep. Oh, no. Never mind. There's a particular incident and name.
Moving on.
And I know you're thinking
Carry on.
that we're not
going
going there.
No.
I've never gone there. I'm very proud of that. In 10 years on this show, I've never gone there.
Good for you. Take the high road.
Expected that Governor Stretchen Gretchen Whitmer will sign the bill if it lands on her desk. Of course,
yes.
Consider how insane this moment in American history is. A sizable chunk of the Democratic Party believes that not only can men and women change their sex and gender through bodily mutilation, but that minors should be allowed to do so. So adamant in this belief that states are pushing for laws to strip parental authority away. Now, Michigan wants to punish those who fail to comply with their ideology. Totalitarians are all the same, and their new issue to expand power is transgenderism, which goes along with this story, which I found interesting, and I'd love to hear a good argument how you make this fit. How do you make this fit? I don't know how you do it. NBC ran a story over the weekend casting doubt on individuals who believe that they can change their race. while at the same time supporting people who think they can change their sex and gender. I love it.
Pandora's box, baby.
Logically, it makes no sense at all. If you can identify as a different sex or gender, there should be no problem identifying as a different race inside the online world of people who think they can change their race. Read the headline.
God bless those people.
I know.
Fuck yes.
I love it.
It's about time.
I love it.
Here we go.
Practitioners of what they call race change to another. They've even got an acronym, RCTAs.
All right.
They're calling them race change to another.
Seems a bit lazy, but sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Sure.
It's early. We'll change it on the fly.
Practitioners of RCTA purport to be able to manifest physical changes in their appearance and even their genetics to become a different race. So is this just blackface?
They can manifest?
Blackface. Yeah,
well, that's painting it. That's not manifesting. I mean, I guess technically.
Physical changes? Yeah.
No, but
they tune into subliminal videos that claim can give them an East Asian appearance or Korean DNA. Don't.
Oh, I fucking manifested myself.
Yes, you look great. You sound super Asian. I think your DNA's changing too.
I'm Tiger Woods.
Dude.
Sorry, that was just for me.
That was not just for you. You're on a fucking camera.
Oh, delete.
Those who practice RCTA are in for a rude awakening, NBC reports. But I don't understand why, NBC. But experts underscore that is simply impossible to change your race.
Oh, of course it is.
How is that any different from transgenderism? To figure that out, NBC News spoke to Teek Milan, a black trans activist and writer who said the two are not similar at all.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You're the fucking expert.
Here's what Teek said. This is hilarious. This dude must be just staring into a mirror when he's saying this.
Yep.
When it comes to who we are as racialized people, it is how we present to the world, but it's also how people treat you. It's not just putting on the hair and the makeup and walking in a kind of way. That is fetishizing, and it's objectifying, and it reduces the beautiful and complicated cultures of people of color. For some reason, Milan doesn't see that being a woman is not just putting on hair and makeup and talking and walking in a kind of way. Fuck, really? Did you need the guy writing this article to point that out? Teek Milan?
So you're telling me I couldn't put on hair and makeup and talk a certain way and change my race? I think I could go blackface and afro wig and talk a certain way.
Maybe got a little fucking
walk a certain way.
Walk?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, dude, I already
and
have
if you don't
walk.
acknowledge it, bigot, wow, you're a problem.
Oh my God, how can they not see the hypocrisy in their own bullshit?
To steal Milan's phrase, that's fetishizing and it's objectifying, and it reduces the beautiful and complicated culture of womanhood.
Thanks, Teek.
The Babylon Bee founder, Seth Dillon, said, this article argues that your race is fixed from birth and cannot be changed. It also argues that race isn't real, it's just a social construct. It also argues that the reason you can't change your race is because race isn't real. One so-called expert said that anybody feeling that should be asked a simple question. I would say the same thing that I would say to somebody who's struggling with any part of their identity. Professor Kevin Nadal said, talk about what it is that makes you want to change that part of you. That's good advice to gently ease into helping those who believe in transracialism.
Ooh, right. Root cause. Yeah.
If you suggested saying that to individuals suffering from gender dysmorphia who want to undergo sex rejection and gender denial care, then you would be branded a bigot by outlets like NBC News. Absolutely true.
That is fantastic. I
Hilarious.
mean, that is got to be one of the best stories I've heard in a long time.
Yeah.
It's about time.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello,
honestly.
pot, meat kettle.
Yeah. You're using the same language the people you hate have been using towards you. Fucking hilarious.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's perfect. And honestly, you can't stop there, because if one's acceptable, then being a cat is acceptable.
Yeah, well,
It just
Species
is.
can come next. Here we go. Let's go.
Inanimate objects.
Fucking go.
We've already seen people identify as children, grown-ass men identifying as 6-year-old girls. They want to play
Age is
with
something.
dolls.
Exactly. But
Age. We've
Right.
seen people try it with age.
Sure.
You know,
that seems like an easy one. Age seems like the easiest one you'd be able to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
as opposed to actual gender or race.
I mean, women have been trans aging for years.
Of course.
I'm having my fourth 21st birthday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right.
My fourth
39
30th
and holding.
birthday. I'm 29 for the 6th time.
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen that forever. Are they trans aging?
Probably now.
Yeah.
There's probably a term for it.
Okay, before we get to an Ask T. Roy,
Yeah.
which I think is a good one today. I got a
Ooh.
good one for
All
you.
right.
My husband.
Oh, God.
It's not my husband.
All right.
Well, it sort of involves my husband.
Okay.
But before that, someone tweeted this at me today, and I found
At
it
you?
interesting. Yeah.
Do you still have a blue check?
No.
It's gone. She gone?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
gone.
So they still
I
found
had you know what? I had a blue check when it mattered, when they gave them to actual people, not people that buy them. I just had one because, I mean, it's a status thing, I guess, for some. I didn't care, obviously.
It actually makes me want to go buy one now.
Yeah.
Just so I can have it.
Oh, no. I don't care. Now it's throwaway. It's garbage. I wouldn't do that because it's embarrassing. But back when they gave it to celebrities,
Yeah.
important people, prominent figures, and I had one, I didn't care, obviously. You know me. I
Sure.
couldn't care less about
Meant
that.
nothing.
I had one, yes, back when that's who they gave them to. Now that they want to charge, it feels like, they've stripped all of what that was meant to be, to just kind of highlight celebrity and prominent people,
Gotcha.
prominent figures. And, yes, was I included in that group? Obviously. But now, no interest. So anyways, people still can find me at Walters Radio.
There you go.
And someone tweeted this. It was from Ian Miles Chong. He didn't tweet at me, but he posted this video.
right.
And I don't know where this is. There's not a lot of context, but it's a party store owned by the Sikh. And I have long said on the show, the Sikh are some of my favorite people. They
yeah.
get confused for Muslims all the time, but their whole motto is hard work,
Yeah.
looking out for each other, charitable work. The
Definitely.
Sikh are some of the finest people you'll ever meet.
Amen to that.
They wear the turban. They got the towel thing on their head.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, fuck you, Arab bomber, shit like that. They get a lot of shit. They get picked on, and they're just the most wonderful group of people, the Sikh. But you can't fuck with a Sikh. You fuck around, you might find out. Or, try that in a small town. I don't know what to call this
Are
segment.
that in a Sikh party store?
Yeah, try that in a Sikh party store, or fuck around and find out. But if you've got the video there, T.
I do, actually.
So what we've got here is a guy. Now, at first, I thought the guy filming was partners with the guy being a rabble rouser. if
Okay,
you will.
this is just a
But I think
bystander?
it's just a bystander, and he keeps just saying, "There ain't nothing you can do. Just let him go. Just let him go."
All right.
And the Sikh owner says, "Hold my Slurpee," to that.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right.
And we need to see more of this as a country. And I can honestly say, what as divided as everybody is, with the comments I read from this, and they were in the hundreds and thousands.
All right.
Were in 100% agreement
Ooh, 2 minutes. Good. This looks
that
good.
the fucking Sikh is the shit.
We're at 9.3 million views on this.
Yeah.
It
was at like 3,000
Yeah.
when I saw it this morning. So this thing's
Okay.
blowing up.
Let's see. Sikh grocery store owner was told that there is nothing you can do, quote, repeatedly, and that just let them go as they were being robbed.
The Sikhs
The
disagreed.
Sikhs disagreed. Let's see.
bless the Sikhs.
I am very excited about this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
God bless the Sikhs.
Here we go.
Filmed in portrait, of course.
What are we doing here? Oh,
Some volume song.
oh, I think that's a me. Hold on.
Yeah,
That was a
that's
me
a
thing.
you.
I
That's a you.
was doing some searching, so I muted myself over here.
Oh, okay.
So that I didn't.
Well, you haven't missed anything yet. So
fine.
you've got
We're
a
good.
guy, if you're not watching us on YouTube, which you can be,
Yep.
he's behind the counter of the party store, and
TDCpodcast.com.
he's got a garbage bin with a black garbage bag in it, and he's just shoveling packs of cigarettes into it.
Appears to be a large black man with a blue hood or
Yeah.
a mask on. Like
He's got a
ski
mask on his chin.
Okay. Oh, what is he wearing there? I
He's
thought
got
that was like a ski mask.
Yeah, he sort of does, but he's also got like a COVID mask on his chin.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case for backup. So he's got to be behind this counter. Here.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
at
yeah. He went
so
behind the
he's
counter.
Behind the counter. Okay. For reference.
He's just unloading packs of smoke.
Just shoveling packs of smokes into a garbage can. Like a fucking,
Animal.
yeah, like a 50-gallon drum.
And let me get a swisher, though.
Let me get a swisher. The guy filming says, let me get a swisher, though.
Can I get a swisher? Let me get a swisher.
Right. Oh, this guy he's pulling something out of it. He was, so, looks like you barely can't see him, but I assume one of the Sikhs, one of the,
They're off
the
to
store
the right.
owners,
Stage
is
right.
just off camera.
Yep.
And he confronted him, and this guy gets a little flustered and looks like he's scrambling for
I thought he was
something.
going to pull a gun or a knife.
I thought it was a knife, but
Yeah.
it looks like he's scrambling for something out of his back pocket.
I think he's
here.
just pulling his pants up. He has learned, because we've seen so many of these videos, that you can be brazen enough to go in there with
Just
a
do
garbage can and just unload a bunch of shit.
And what are you going to do?
And what are they going to do? You can't do anything.
Let's find
Well,
out.
that might be true at Walmart.
Let's find out. Just shoveling packs.
Just let him go.
Every pack of cigarettes into a thing.
But it's nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah, let me get a swisher though.
You just have to just claim you have insurance. You have insurance?
Fuck your
Do you have
insurance.
insurance?
Yeah, go fuck me in insurance. I don't need insurance. I got a lawyer. In respect, he's not just getting the cools and the
Ain't nothing you
Newports.
can do that.
He's taking them all.
Man,
Yeah.
tell police.
He knows Marlboro Lights are.
Ain't nothing you can do, man, until police come in.
I think so.
Hey, no, don't. Hey, ain't nothing you can do, man. Don't
Ain't
do
nothing
that.
you can do.
Don't do that, man. Don't
Okay.
do that.
Oh, got a fat or large stick. One guy grabbed him. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. Oh, yeah.
Look at him. He's like, okay.
Oh, dude. So he started to try and leave with his garbage can full of shit.
Yeah.
And one guy kind of walks off camera, almost looked like he was just going to let him go.
Yeah.
And but
So
there's
you've
two
got
of them.
You've got a turbanless Sikh.
You got a pair
The
of Sikhs.
turbanless Sikh holds him back a little bit
All of a
while
sudden-
the other Sikh grabs a fucking broom handle.
Yeah, this is
It just starts
bigger than-
going to pound
Yeah,
town.
he grabs him and then dude just starts wailing on him. It's fucking great. And he just keeps going. Right?
Listen.
Oh, dude, this is like
Hold on.
man. Yeah, try walking out now, bitch. Yeah.
Whooping his ass down.
Fuck yes, you are.
Whooping your ass.
Yeah,
It's
you
called whooping your ass.
And they're just and he's the beauty of that is specifically whacking his legs.
Yeah.
It's a very
His knees, his ankles.
it's a very-
He broke something in his back pocket. You saw
Oh,
plastic go flying.
It's a very Eddie Charlie Murphy, Rick James type scenario where they fucking beat the
Fuck
shit
your
out of
couch,
his fuck
nigga.
your couch, right? And
Yeah.
they just beat the shit out of his legs.
Yeah.
You can buy a new couch. What about my legs?
And he's crawling out
Never
on his
went for
belly.
the head, never went for the body, just waist
Back
down.
it up again, because you can literally pinpoint the moment when the guy
Submits.
the guy thinks he's just going to saunter right out of the store, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
He's already spending the money he's going to make from selling these
he's
as
all
Lucy's
set.
or whatever.
Yep.
And then he gets tagged on the shoulder by said stick.
Yep, he walks
and then
by
it's on.
He kind of walks by the first guy, and that's when I was like, okay, so the first guy that's sitting there, and this is the whacker,
Yeah.
right?
And you got to listen to it, because at one point, T, when he's laying on the ground, if you listen, he at one point he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like he gives.
Oh
uncle.
yeah, no,
he's
no,
calling
no,
uncle.
No. Yeah, fuck your
No,
uncle.
fuck your uncle.
Yeah, fuck your uncle.
Yeah, you don't get to call uncle now,
Yeah, we
son.
told you to stop multiple times.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
You
claimed
don't.
I had
You don't get to
insurance.
fucking say uncle here, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The first whack is when he's like, oh shit, this ain't going like I thought.
Nope, I'm just leaving, man. Excuse me. Fuck this shit.
Fuck out of my way.
He's like, don't
do that.
Yeah, one guy just.
Ow!
And wait, hold on. The first ow,
Yeah.
guy just grabbed his arm.
No,
Literally.
no, no. The first ow, you can barely see it, but the stick comes in and cracks his
Oh,
shoulder.
he got him with a. He got him
did.
with an ow. Okay.
That's the first ow.
Man, don't do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See right
oh,
there,
yeah,
that
yeah,
stick?
yeah. Good. I didn't see it. Oh, and I mean, he's just swinging. God
Watch for the
bless.
uncle moment.
Right here. Yeah. No.
Uncle.
Fuck you.
Uncle.
Yeah. Fuck your
Fuck
uncle.
your uncle. He's doing full swings.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. He is full swings.
Look at that. Broke something
Yep,
in his
something.
pocket,
There's
whatever
your
that
phone.
was.
Yeah.
There's your
There,
phone,
in
son.
case you wanted to call your uncle, there goes your phone. Oh shit. Oops. All right.
Isn't that fantastic?
No, that is. I mean, that is the feel-good story of the fucking day, right
Yeah.
there. No
And
doubt
what-
about it.
As at a time when we
And
need
the sad part is that some people, a lot of people, are going to think A, that they were out of line, and that this fucking dickbag is a victim.
Yeah. No, they won't.
No.
Here's what I was going to say.
Bullshit. There's a lot of people
Good
that
for
will
them.
side with this piece of shit.
At a time when we need maximum healing in this country, where we have way more in common than we do
pro-Sikh.
differences, the Sikhs are the greatest fucking group of people out there, first off. I will say that. I've been on record saying that before, that I don't think the Sikhs would accept me into their group. I'm not charitable enough.
Yeah, maybe
But
not.
if you read the comments, they are 100% pro-Sikh. They're like, keep beating him. This is the greatest video I've ever seen.
And
About time someone stood up
and they
to
don't
these
just
fucking
come in.
people.
Listen, they don't just come in, sticks ablazing.
No.
Right? They don't, this guy's robbing them for this is a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
And only 30 seconds of it is he getting beat.
Hard. Too.
Right.
His ankles are going to be hurting.
Oh, he's bumming like Phil Drummond. But they're begging, pleading with this guy. Stop it. Don't take my shit. Just leave. Just go. Right?
Yeah.
No, guy, go fuck yourself. What are you going to do? Right? He's so brazen, he doesn't think there's an actual threat. He doesn't think anybody's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yet they give him every opportunity to stop what he's doing. Okay? You are fucking around, sir. I don't think you want to find out.
Yeah.
He chose to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's my favorite story of the day.
That
by
is
far the week.
Hands down. Hands down.
It's,
yes.
We've all been thinking we're living in the Twilight Zone.
Feels like
because we see this behavior and it's like, wait a minute.
Rewarded.
People being fired for the most, not shooting someone,
Thank
not
God this is
tackling
their
someone.
store. This isn't Target.
Right.
They're not
just filming or just
isn't
saying, come on,
Lululemon."
bro. Getting in their way a little bit. Trying to, when it's like these guys, same guys have come in here 70 times and robbed us. They come in multiple times a week. Finally, someone says, guys, enough.
That's it.
Enough. And so finally, and then it's like, yeah, they're fired. We have a strict policy of blah, 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 blah. Seeing stuff like this, read the comments on that story because they are 100%. No one is going, you didn't have to hit him that hard. You didn't have to hit him that many times. And the cool thing is, too, it didn't end with a gunshot.
Nope.
It didn't end with a fucking stabbing. It didn't end up with someone getting killed.
Yeah.
It was just
It ends up him with
nice,
a severe limp for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And a lesson learned.
That looked like a thick broom handle, and he got whacked a lot. And he deserved every one of them.
Yeah. I'd like to go back and count them. I'd like to go back and count the whacks. I swear to God. And it's still not enough.
We got to get out of here. So let's do a T-Roy.
Let's do it.
And an email or so, and then we'll get out of here. Dear T-Roy, my parents both passed away in the last year. That's
Tapas.
Sorry to hear that. And as an only child, I inherited everything they had to leave behind,
Oh, it was a lot.
which was a fairly impressive sum.
Well done.
Enough to ensure that I'll be comfortable for the rest of my life, provided I'm sensible.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
I don't want to be sensible.
That's the dream, isn't it? Isn't that sort of the dream? Like when your parents have to die, you hope that, they left you a little something.
I
That's
want
great.
to be around, but
But if they gotta go,
I hope there's a little something, something.
yeah, they hope there's a little one last Christmas gift on their way out.
Yeah.
That's all you hope. Here's the thing. I cannot bring myself to tell my husband about the money. He's never been good with savings. He's one of those people who has a can't take it with you kind of attitude whenever it comes to spending. And as a result, it's often me left to figure out what to do if we end up in an emergency situation. And usually that involves rating the small amount of savings that I've managed to put away for the two of us. I know that if I tell him about the inheritance, he's going to get dollar signs in his eyes and start thinking about all the things we can spend it on. This money could ultimately allow us to retire a few years early or perhaps buy a new house one day. And I can't stand the idea of it being pissed away on random purchases before we reach that stage. I feel sick about lying to my husband, but I can't help but feel he's better off being left in the dark on this one. What do you think? From Secret Nest Egg.
Well, what I would say is you test him. You manipulate the amount. Right? 80%, 90%, whatever it is, you hide. Okay?
Okay.
Let's just say it's $1 million.
Yep.
Okay? Just
family
for argument's
trust. Put it in a family trust.
Just for argument's sake, let's say it's $1 million.
Okay.
Okay? So you say, honey, we just inherited $100,000 from my parents. Okay? I don't want to blow it. I want to be sensible about this. I want to, use this money for the long-term good.
Yeah.
Okay? Meanwhile, you hide the $900,000 in a separate account.
Yeah.
Okay? If he proves he can be a big boy and not be an idiot, then he gets access to the rest.
Okay.
If he goes out and blows it and comes home in his new Porsche the next day, then you sign the divorce papers and you take your $900,000 and you move on.
Look, just because someone is shitty with money and doesn't see the overall big picture doesn't mean you got to divorce them.
Yeah, it does.
But I sort of like what you're saying there. It's still dishonest.
Well, you can't.
It's
no, because you can't.
It's lies by omission, right? Is what it is.
Well, I mean, first of all,
would you be pissed if that?
You either tell him or you don't. I mean, you can't have this money and you just.
Well, your plan just did just that.
Well, no. I mean,
you can have it both ways.
Kind of.
Tell me you only got $100,000.
But the question is what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't know if I should tell him about it.
Well,
Okay?
you just solved the problem.
I tried. That's
Tell
what
him
I
there's
do.
only $100,000.
That's why I have my own segment. That's
Exactly.
what I do.
Yeah, you're brilliant.
But I mean, you want to roll the dice with the whole fucking mill? Okay, see what happens. Good luck.
Yeah.
But this can be a very valuable test of whether or not you can trust this man or not. And you can be very fucking blunt with it. Say, listen, we have this money.
I don't trust you.
No.
You can say that. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Well,
historically, you're shit with money. You know it. Let's be honest about it.
Let's be honest. So please don't blow this money.
Yeah. It's in our joint bank account, and I don't want to fuck this up.
Right. Just like with Goodfellas. The guy comes in with a new car and the
coat,
all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you, my friend, are the weak link.
Yeah.
So,
you're the problem.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah. Here's what I would say. We all know absolutely what this gentleman would do if he got access to the money or found out about it. And I think it's bullshit you don't tell him. I think we all know what he's going to do. He's going to quit his job, and he's going to watch a lot of Netflix and shit like that. He's going to buy a few Lego sets.
Yeah,
and then he's just, I mean, but other than that, what the fuck else is he going to do? Like, why not let him have a few Lego sets and retire a little early?
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
Not sure it's the Lego sets we're worried about.
They can get costly as shit, man.
They can.
Especially when they get their hooks into you.
They definitely can.
But that's what he's going to do. I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
Go get themselves a few Lego sets and maybe quit their job and
or here's what you do. And maybe even better. If you do have, let's just say the $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Babe, here's the deal. We have $1 million. I know that you just can't fucking wait to blow it.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
Putting it in a family trust.
Here's $50,000 or $100,000 or whatever. Go nuts. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Get it out of your system.
Go get a sports car. Go on a vacation.
That's it. That's the last you're going to get. You don't get to touch anything else. I know you want to do it. I'm not letting you blow it all, but I know you have to do it because that's what you are. And I love you. I want to take care of you, but you're shit with money.
And I'm looking out for us.
Here. Do what you need to do.
How much did you give him?
This is it. Whatever. I don't know. I mean, whatever. 50 grand or $100,000 or whatever it is.
He could buy a lot of Legos with that.
If you want to give him 10% to just blow off the top, okay, fine.
That's a lot of money, though.
It is a lot of money.
It's a lot.
But it's not $1 million. He didn't blow the whole mill.
Yeah, you're going to have to get attorneys involved.
100%. Anytime there's money like that involved, you need attorneys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real shit.
And prenups.
All right, let's do an email and then get out of here.
Burger.
So, Aqib Talib. That's who we were talking about yesterday.
Yes, Aqib Talib. Yes. Oh, my God, that was so bad.
Who was an absolute, utter embarrassment in the NFL booth. He can't speak the language.
It was atrocious. It was offensive.
It was offensive as a viewer to have to watch a professional NFL team with this fucking clown.
Yeah.
Calling it. I don't give a shit if he was a great cornerback.
No.
Wonderful.
No.
He can't speak the English language. Let's not put him on a mic and have him try to describe to America what's going on in the game. He was that big of a fucking shit show.
Bad, right.
This is why he's no longer doing games. Someone, thank you. Dennis, thank you for sending us this story.
All right, D-Nice.
Former NFL cornerback Aqib Talib started an altercation at a youth football game in Lancaster, Texas, which ended with a fatal shooting Saturday. This goes back, I don't know, a year ago or something.
Probably after, well,
sounds like a smart guy. I'm shocked to be hearing this out of the guy that we heard in the booth that day.
I know.
I'm shocked. It seems so out of character.
So well-spoken and articulate. And
Talib's older brother, Yaqub Talib, who is the suspect in the shooting of Mike Hickman, turned himself into authorities.
Is Rashida's brothers?
Huh?
Was Rashida's brother?
Probably. She's fucking one of them, married the other. Witnesses say Aqib, wearing a hat and white sneakers, walked across the field and started a brawl because he recognized one of the guys as someone who fingered his kid, assaulted him at a park.
Well, wait.
No, he was upset about the officiating during the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he stormed across the field. He ran across the field, ran over on our sideline, and got in the ref's face. Coach Heath Mays told the TV station. The confrontation started over an argument about the score of the game. He threw the first punch, and then you see Mike trying to defend himself. Several coaches and referees can be seen arguing when things turned violent, and a gun was pulled. After Yaqub turned himself in, Aqib's lawyer said Aqib was present when this unfortunate incident occurred and is very distraught and devastated over this terrible loss of life.
Devastated.
Yeah, absolutely. Classy guy.
Yeah.
Classy. He would like to convey his condolences to the family of the victim and to everyone who witnessed this unfortunate tragedy. Yaqub was seen taking out the gun, shooting Hickman multiple times, happened in front of several children, including Hickman's 9-year-old son.
Oh, that's awesome. That is wonderful.
That's called teamwork. When a listener informs us.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly. That's full circle. That's what that is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, T, should we wrap it up there? We got to get out of here. Please send your emails to walters@detroitcast.com.
Can we do one more thing real quick?
Sure.
Can we just go out with some audio?
Sure.
It's okay. Okay, brother. Okay.
Whooping his ass down. That's called whooping your ass. That's called whooping your ass.